Hi guys, it's just Jessica here, and in today's video I wanted to share with you guys what we've been reading this month. In the month of August, it's our very first month back in school, but I just wanted to kind of share with you what we've been reading, what we're currently reading, and kind of tell you what we thought about it, and that kind of thing. So here we go. First of all, I wanted to cover kind of what our kids are doing for literature. They're both of their Good and the Beautiful Language Arts courses contain literature in the course, but I also have chosen books for them outside of that to read daily, and so they've already gone through a couple of books, and I just wanted to share with you first the books that my fourth grader has read in literature this month. First we have Red Sails to Capri. Now this is a story that takes place just off the coast of Italy. And he actually started it and got a couple chapters in and just kind of got confused, and I think this was his very first book that he read when school started back, and I think he kind of needed to refocus, so he just ended up, after chapter 2, he kind of started all back over again, and the second time through he loved it. He got off to kind of a rough, bumpy start. He missed a couple of important details, but when he went back and reread it, he really enjoyed it. I would actually catch him reading it and then hear him kind of chuckling out loud at some of the funny parts. Apparently there's, I know there's a woman in this book that is hilarious, like really funny, and he chuckled at her, and then these two kind of banter back and forth, and I would hear him laughing at that. But he said it was very good and he loved it, and it talked a lot about, he learned a lot of things like, culture-wise about Italy and that kind of thing. So anyway, he enjoyed this one. He really liked it. Highly recommend for, maybe 4th, 5th grade read right here. Right now he's currently reading The Golden Bull, and this one actually takes place in ancient Mesopotamia around the city of back then, and he's enjoying it too. In fact, I see him reading it a lot, and he's blazing through it a lot quicker. I had given him 2 full weeks to read it, and I think he's probably going to get it done in 1. So, but I'm not requiring that. That's just he's enjoying it that much. So, I guess he highly recommends this one as well. Now, for my daughter, she's in the 6th grade, and her first literature read, independent read, was The Witch of Blackbird Pond, and she loved it. It was a big hit right away. Blazed through it, just couldn't put it down. Absolutely loved it. It had her on the edge of her seat. I would hear her talking about it in conversation, like, I wonder what's going to happen, or I wonder who she's going to end up with, and that kind of thing. And it's a really good book. It's a classic. It's a Newbery Honor Award book. So anyway, she loved it. And then after that, she read Wonder. And I think it's like her 3rd time through the book. She loved it the first time, loved it the second time, and she loved it this time. But I let her read it as part of her independent reading, and she enjoyed it. And then right now she's just started on The Raven Master's Secret, and she's enjoying this one. I don't know, I guess. She's only maybe 1 or 2 chapters in. She's planning on doing some heavy reading in it this afternoon. So anyway, I'll kind of keep you posted on this one and let you know what she thinks about it. But she's just started it this morning, actually. So I think she's read 1 chapter, but she's going to take it to piano lessons with her today and get some more reading in it done. So I'll keep you posted on this one. And then as for history, our read aloud that we are all reading together as a family is The Golden Goblet. Now, when we first started in it, I was nervous. I was like, I don't know, this is a little wordy, and it just seemed like it was going to be hard for the kids to focus on it. But then after about chapter 3, things really picked up. And it is wordy. It has definitely a rich vocabulary. We have had to stop several times and kind of discuss what he means by things that he says, and, look up what so-and-so means in Egyptian or whatever. But it is really well portrayed, like the time period and the culture of the people in ancient Egypt. And so we're all pulling for this little boy in the book, and we're really enjoying it now. At first, the kids liked it more than I did. I was kind of bored by it, but it has really picked up, and so we like it. I would recommend it. I think it would probably be a difficult read for kids, maybe say under the age of 8. I wouldn't recommend it for that, just because it is kind of wordy, and it also has like a lot of like imagery and that kind of thing in it that maybe younger kids might not be able to put together. But my older 2 kids have really enjoyed it, and so we are all loving it right now. A very good book on ancient Egypt, The Golden Goblet. Another book, well, this is not really one that we've read. I just kind of stuck it in my Fun Friday basket if the kids wanted to. It's one of the Magic School Bus books, and honestly, I don't know, they're just a little silly for my liking. But we didn't necessarily read it out loud or anything, but I put it in my Fun Friday box so that the kids could look through it and read it. I just checked it out from the library. I didn't purchase it or anything. But anyway, it does talk about culture and stuff. But I don't know. If you like the Magic School Bus, you might like it. It's just not really my taste. But we didn't read it together. I just put it in my Friday box and let them grab it at will. Another one that we read about ancient Egypt was the Nile River. It was very informative. And it's a picture book, so it includes like pictures, and we learned several things about it. I think it actually had a map in it at one point about the different tributaries that flow into the Nile and that kind of thing. And we just I don't know, it was a good little, yeah, there's a map. It was a good short little read that really just enhanced our curriculum that's going through the study of ancient Egypt right now. We read this one last night before bed, Home Life in Ancient Egypt. Another one, very good, like the last book I showed you. It's a wealth of information, and then it has some pretty pictures that they could look at and ask questions about as well. So, cute little book. If you come across this one, it's worth a read. Who Was King Tut? We haven't read it yet, but we are going to sometime this week. It's going to go along with our what we're studying in ancient Egypt, and all of these Who Was books are just they're several pages long, but you can read them in 1 or 2 sittings if you want, if your kids are really paying attention. And so I would, I don't know, we'll read this one sometime this week, but overall, usually the Who Was books are pretty safe, and I enjoy them. They're very informative. Also, this book, Writing in Ancient Egypt, we're learning about hieroglyphics. The kids have written their names in hieroglyphics and made different, things with hieroglyphics on it, wrote their name in hieroglyphics, and we made Egyptian jewelry this week as well out of some like gold duct tape and toilet paper rolls. It was really cute. But anyway, yeah, this book right here, Writing in Ancient Egypt, we're going through that one. And then this is one of the heavier reads that we got. It's actually probably better for 6th or 7th graders, but it's the Riddle of the Rosetta Stone. And our curriculum mentions it briefly and then kind of lets you expand from there depending on the age of your kids. Because our the Good and the Beautiful history curriculum is kind of made to be done as a family, it really caters to all different ages. So above and beyond the curriculum, we go through and it mentions this and mentions that, but then I've been finding books that better suit the kids' ages and interests and all to study about that. This is about 75 pages. We'll probably get through it in a couple days. But we're going to read this one and go through it. And it has a couple of pictures, but overall, I recommend this one as well. Let's see. Oh, this is a funny little book. You wouldn't want to be an Egyptian mummy. Disgusting things you'd rather not know. Next week we'll be talking about the mummification process and what Egyptians believed in the afterlife and all that. And so this one just really has, while it is silly and funny, it also has just really, it has facts. And so you also can learn, but it has some silly, funny little pictures. And it's written to kind of keep things lighthearted, but it's factual as well. So you just learn a lot I really like all of these You Wouldn't Want to Be books. They're hard to find these days. I haven't had much luck finding many, but I really like this one too. It's going to enhance our homeschool. Okay, so that does it for all that we're talking about in history right now. And then as far as science, we're actually doing a safety unit. It's a short little safety unit, probably only going to last maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 weeks, if that. We've kind of been blazing through it because it's really, it's not so much as we're learning new stuff as we're just kind of reminding ourselves of safety rules for around the house or for the internet, you know, that kind of thing, peer pressure kind of rules and stuff like that. And so we're going through it pretty quick, and it's pretty easy. It's just kind of a refresher course, I guess, for the kids. But I did pick up some picture books to go along with it for different lessons in the unit, just to kind of help out. And also my 3-year-old, you know, would enjoy it as well. So I picked up this book from the library, I Can Be Safe. And it talks about just about all the kind of safety that we're talking about. Things about, you know, looking both ways when you cross the street, going to, wearing helmets when you ride bikes and skateboards and stuff like that. Going to the doctor, parents and teachers keep you safe, when to call 911, not to go with strangers. You know, your body is to be protected and covered, and you know, you shouldn't be with people that make you feel uncomfortable and that kind of thing. So this is a cute little read, and we'll be reading this one actually today. I think later today we're going to read over this one. So it's called I Can Be Safe by Pat Thomas, and it's pretty good. I like it. Also, when we talked about, you know, when to call 911 and stuff like that, different 911 type of scenarios, I picked up these two from the library, so we've read through them about police officers at work, police officers on patrol, and firefighters at work. So all these kind of go along with our little safety unit that we're doing right now. And I think that covers it. That's pretty well what we're reading right now in our homeschool. Thank you guys for watching, and that does it for today. I'll see you next time. Bye.